Here in the UK, if you're thinking about ground potatoes and you haven't already done so, I'd seriously think now about going purchasing your tubers before all the good stock's gone. So I'm just on my way to visit my local allotments trading shed.
Hello Nigel.
Oh Mike, right.
I've had some new seed supplier this year. King seeds have been going for 200 years, so they're better value for money than some of the other people at the moment.
That's the full range you got it there.
It's pretty fair.
Is this the completely new stock for the shoes?
Yes, it is. It is.
I'm very impressed. Right, I've actually come up for some potatoes here. Well, I mean, Mike, you've got a good range. How many varieties you got this year?
We've got about 18 this year, Nigel. We're doing Royals as well, which is
right,
a different one for us, and also Jazz. I don't know if you've heard of Jazz.
Jazz, yeah, definitely. I'll be coming up for my usual. Have you got Sarpo Mary?
Yes, we've got
and,
that. That's a really
Charlotte.
popular. Yeah, they're really
Charlotte.
popular. I use that myself.
And also onions. What I'll do, I'll put a list along all the different varieties. So if you're in the area and looking for all seasons garden centre off Sandy Lane Allotments in Wolverhampton, pop in and have a look, say hello, and you might grab yourself a bargain as well. You can see they got a good range of shallots and also onion sets, together with various Epsom salts, as I said before, perlite, and also yeah, odd gardening sundries, watering can roses, wire, raffia, and finishing off over this side here with a really good range of seed trays, cell trays, and various feeds. Well, I must say, Mike, I can't believe the change since the last time I come on. I mean, it's been almost a year, I think, because with the epidemic and that. So yeah. What have you been up to?
Well, with the COVID, we've rearranged the shop and looked at all our products to see what we can stock more of to make it worthwhile for our customers, to be quite honest.
You've got a lot more stuff than you had last time I'm comparing this. Liquor paint, new shelving and all. It's the problem I find now is there's very, very few proper gardening stockists. Even the garden centres are gone to furniture and cafes, and
that's true.
The stuff you actually want as a gardener seems to be less and less. But you've got everything here: Epsom salts, calcified seaweed, perlite, nets,
groundwool,
watering cans,
blood, fish and bone, you name it. We've got all the chemicals that you need, and lots of organic stuff as well, because organic is where it's going now, isn't it?
Yeah. You're moping now 7 days a week. I noticed on the board outside as well.
Yeah, 12 till 4 every day and 10 till 4 on a Saturday.
So if you're in the area, come and say hello to these guys. They won't bite the head off. Very, very friendly, and they've got a good range of products for every gardener. I'll just have a quick look into the shed here where they keep the various composts. There's John in his good range there, and there's the Allotment cat. He's got his own Instagram page. Some multi-purpose compost, a good range of the Levington M2, M3, plus also the well-known F2S. And there's some various size grow bags which are used for the tomatoes and the cucumbers. A lot of people do. As you can see, I didn't come away empty-handed. Really unfortunate having a little trading shed like that on a nearby allotment to go and visit. The guy I was speaking to, Mike, it's his son who actually is the manager of the shop and runs it. But he's recently, him and his partner have had a young girl come into their lives, and that takes up of his time. So Mike does step in and steer the ship now and again. But if you've got an allotment shop or trading shed, I would definitely recommend that you go and support it, because they are, well, a lifeline to some gardeners. I said in the video that sometimes you can get stuff there which is not available in the garden centres, because it's a trend for, especially these big combines now, there seems to be concentrating more on cafes and gifts, and then there's less and less gardening. That's what it appears to me anyway. But going in there, anything gardening related we can get, which I'm very, very fortunate for. So I've got my potatoes here. A bit of a change this year. I'm only doing Shallots and Sour Palmyra, and I'm also changing the volumes as well. So we'll see that. But going back onto the old chit or not chit, it's a contention thing, and for me, I chit because I've got the potatoes now. Like I said before, if you get the potatoes now, you've got them ready. You leave it till get another 2 or 3 weeks, when beginning of March, middle of March, people are looking at planting, the stocks will start diminishing quickly from the shops. So get them now. And I say get them now, leave them in a frost-free place, they will start to grow. And that's why I put them out. It's not chitting deliberately, it's just that the spruts and that will actually grow once you put them out. So you may as well take advantage of them, keep them frost-free, plenty of light, and get some good strong shoots on, ready for when you do plant them up, and they're well on the way. That's the potatoes now, put into the crates for chitting. Shallots there, and another little half a row there, and the other end I've got a few sarpo that I'm doing. Luckily these crates are deep enough to allow me to stack one on top of the other, and I'll just be popping them into the greenhouse. Keep me on the temperatures, and if we've got any frost forecast, I'll pop a fleece over the top. Another job I'm going to be looking at is starting off my shallots. Now normally I grow a variety called Garland Gourmet, which I use for pickling, and this year when I went to the garden centre they hadn't got this variety in. So anyway, in its place there's these called Yellow Moon, which are brand new to me, never grown them before. I know there's 1 or 2 others YouTubers have picked these up, but if I just get my phone here and have a look on here. The Yellow Moon produces a heavy crop of disease-resistant golden skinned shallots, which have a good uniformity and tasty flesh. Suitable for growing on most soil types, they are resistant to bolt, and as the bulbs store well, they can be added to a wide range of dishes for several months after harvest. So really looking forward to this. They're nice sized bulbs already, so if they split and give us 5 or 6 new bulbs in that, that'll be more than happy for me. So usual things with the shallots. First of all, I'll go through them, rub all the dry skins off, see if there's any squidgy ones, then discard them. Well, that didn't take too long. All those are sorted now. With all my shallots, onion sets or whatever, I like to trim the growing tip flush with a pair of scissors, and that then makes it easier for the emerging shoots to come out rather than having to fight through the papery skins and that. So they're ready to go. Out of there I did quite well really. I got probably about 8 rejects, and they got some either like a white rot or a squidgy mould there. I'm obviously not going to do too well, so I've separated them. They'll end up being in the bin. So these now are ready to go into the cell trays to start them off. Just want to quickly show you there. This cell tray here is I buy these in pairs. I found them on the internet. A company called Garland, you may be familiar with, quite a well-known company. And these are called the Premium 24 cell insert trays. They do them in 12 cells as well. Made from 100% recycled and recyclable plastic, fit most standard seed trays, long life injection moulded, and you can also put them in a dishwasher if you want to give them a clean as well. The thing I like about them, they're nice and firm. I can't see any other way of sorting these cell trays out, moving away from plastic. I know some people use wood, but even then you've got to put dividers in, which is a bit of a pain at the moment. But these are real tough plastic, and I can see these lasting, unless it's something like tread on these. I can see these lasting for years and years. I got in touch with the company for a couple of reasons. First of all, I wanted to check, see if these are UV stabilised, and they are. And secondly, Garland's not a million miles from where I live. And looking on their website, there was quite more expensive than I could actually buy them from a third-party company online. And that's because they advised me that they're solely for the business companies like and trade. So they don't actually encourage just general public buying from. That's why you can actually buy them if you're struggling, but you'll actually pay the retail price rather than you would if you go through a third party who'll maybe knock it down or something. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the notes. But do look online for these. They have them really well made. Premium 24 cell, so they do actually do it in a 12 cell tray now, which is just half the width of the standard tray. But it'll be interesting to see how these perform over the years to come. I must say, first impressions of these trays is very good. I'd never dream of attempting that with a conventional 24 cell tray. Well, that worked out just right. 2.5 trays is a total of 60 shallots, and I do 10 in a row, which will give me 6 rows. These will be going into solid bottom gravel trays so I can water from beneath, and then they'll be transferred to the allotment greenhouse and left to their own devices. The final thing I want to have a look at is these little beauties, and these are me Dahlia tubers. I only put 1, 2, 3, 4 to save at the end of last season, and thankfully it looks as though they've all survived. The tubers seem nice and firm, so I think it's about time now we've started to wake them up. These blue mushroom trays are ideal if you can locate them. I've just put probably about 1/2 inch, about 12 millimetres of soil on the bottom, and that's all you need really to get these things going, and just gently nestle it onto the top. What I do then, I'm using spent potato compost, and I just gradually add soil around the sides of the tuber, so you don't have to cover this at all. It just needs a bit of moisture into it, and once it gets a bit of warmth, it'll start actually growing. You'll see little shoots coming up, and then keep your eye out. Once they get about 1 inch high, you'll be able to take them off and use them for cuttings. That's 2 down. I should be able to get the others in another tray. I just give them a little tap to settle the compost down, and they should be okay. So I'm going to continue and pot these other 3 remaining tubers up. So if you want these to grow a little bit quicker, you can add bottom heat, and that'll certainly get them moving fast. But unfortunately for me, I've not got the luxury of space to spare. The heated propagators will be used for the onions and the other plants that I've got going, like the peppers and chilies. So once these are potted up, they'll be going into the greenhouse on the allotment. And to give them a bit more extra warmth, I'll put the little tall plastic grow tent in there, and if it does get cold of an evening, I'll put a candle at the bottom, and that'll keep the frost away. That's about it for this one. Many thanks for watching. Still plenty of jobs to do for this month, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, bye for now.